Hello, my name is Glenn Monroe and I'm the owner of Brain Diesel, and in this video I want to show you a problem with some pricing and using Excel and some solutions. So first of all, I've got some randomly generated costs for these random products, and I've put a markup of 45% to give me about a 31 margin, which gets me my price here. So this is all calculated. I've got my selling price. In the next column, I've made this equal to this one just to show you what happens here. That while I'm looking at these numbers for my cost, markup, and sell, I may want them to look like numbers. So I'll select the numbers here, and with them selected, I hit the dollar sign, and now they're all currency. Now, while we see these as currency, $235.70 and so on, this cell is equal to it. So while it's formatted to look like this, the one to the right is the actual number of what's in there. And if I multiply any of these numbers by 10 or 100 or 1,000, I'm going to get a number that looks like this with the decimal moved over. So let me go here, equals this number there times 1,000. And if I asked you that with pen and paper, or just top of mind, you would say it's going to be 88,960, and you'll be wrong because the actual number is right here. So it's 88,957.50. It's close, but it's wrong. Now to fix this, all we have to do is round the number. So this is a number, and over here I've already written the formula where I'm going to round that number there, comma, and 2 decimal places to round to dollars and cents. And so now that's times 84, or 230.84. If I increase my decimals further, you'll see that's what it is. So it has rounded that number off. Well, actually that was already rounded. Let's try this again. You can see that all these numbers are actually rounded off to the nearest penny. So let me go back down to the right look. And there we go. So now I'll get, when I multiply these by 10, 100, or 1,000, I will get exactly what I would visually expect to. That if I take this number here and multiply it by 1,000, I'm expecting to see 88,960, and that's exactly what I get. So now I've corrected that problem. If you wanted to force up to round up or to round down, you simply change your function to say round up or round down. And then everything else is the same with it. Now, if I want to round that same number to the nearest dollar, because I want to retail my pricing here, heading into Christmas, I want to retail them so there's something at 99 cents. It's the same function, equals round, the number you want to round off, comma, 0, no decimal places, and then because I want it to 99, well, I'll do that step first. If I take that number there, which is rounded off, and I shoot my formula down, it's rounding to the nearest dollar, but because I'm doing a retail example here, I want to subtract a penny. So now I just simply have it rounded off, and then subtract the penny, and now they look like retail prices. So I'm getting closer. Now, they do look like retail prices, but what you more often see would be $89.99, not $88.99, and $59.99, and we've kind of gotten that way. You may want to round to the nearest 5 or 10 or a hard number. So we're going to do it a different way when you want to round to a very specific number, the next 2, 5, 10, 25, 50, whatever you want it to be. So I want to round these all up to the next 25. And so I'm going to force them to round up first of all. I'm not using the round function anymore. I'm going to go to the ceiling. And the ceiling means it will round up. So I'm going to round this number here. So, sorry, I'm going to use the ceiling function with that number there, comma. And now it asks what significance I want. Well, I want to the next $25. Close my bracket and hit enter, and you will now see that all these are rounded up to the next $25. Even though this $234.99 is closer to $225 than $250, actually let me try that again. No, that's correct. Even though the $234.99 is closer to $225 than to $250, it's going to the ceiling of the next 25 point. And then I could retail these by going minus a nickel or minus a penny, whatever amount you're doing. And now I've got those prices in place. Want to round to the nearest 50, same deal. Equal ceiling. This number here, comma 50. Enter, closes my bracket, and then shoot your formula down, and it does exactly what you'd like it to do. If you wanted to go down to the next, if I wanted to force down to the next 50 or next 25, instead of using the word ceiling, I'm going to use the word floor, and then it will force to go down to the next number. So I'll replace ceiling with floor. And so now it's going down to the next 50. So anything under 50 is getting rounded down to 0, and so on. That's it. So you can use rounding to round to the nearest decimal places, or you can say I want to go to the next 25, 50 using a very simple function called ceiling. And if you want to round it down instead, floor. I hope this video has helped you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Stay pumped, everybody. Bye now.